Alright, so welcome back up to the shop. Today I was actually planning on getting out a video for some housework there, but we've been having an insane amount of rain this week, so I haven't been able to complete that task. So we got something we can do on the Crossfire. Now I was planning as a secondary thing to attach the clutch, slave, and master together. But according to what I'm seeing on tracking, we're not going to get one fitting that we need for that setup until sometime next week. So that scratches that video for Friday and our usual Monday or Tuesday type of video. So those are out the window because we won't be able to accomplish that one way or another anyways. So whatever. Let's just get to what we can. And I think we'll just start off with getting things cleared out and mounting up the exhaust, what we can, and then maybe doing a couple efficiency things with this front radiator. So that's the plan today, and we'll just get rolling and see what we end up accomplishing. Alright, so I need to get some of this old Crossfire junk out of here. And part of that's going to be this old fuel line. We're going to much bigger size. So we just need to get things out of here. That was pretty quick. That up and out of the way. Looks like we got a grounding strap down there that we can attach to one of the bolts on that bell housings around. So that looks pretty good. See, once we get that on there, we should still have access to all of our power steering pieces. So, I think we're about good to start bolting some things on. Alright, so slight change of plans. Gonna hold off on doing the putting on the exhaust manifolds until the end of the video. So this part, we're just going to try to increase the efficiency of this fan and this radiator setup by closing down this ginormous gap that we have going. And how we're going to do that is with a little bit of weather stripping. And essentially all that we're trying to do is just close down the amount of air that gets to flow around this, because anything that flows around to get into the radiator is then going to make it so less air comes through the intercooler, and we don't exactly want that. So I'm just going to yank this thing and alright, so we're just going to try to wipe down this edge a little bit, get it kind of cleaner of the dirt. That way we can put our stripping down. And then we'll need to do the same to the radiator. Alright, so over here we're just going to hit this with some acetone. Get us a good clean surface. All right, there's those two. Then we'll throw some on the back of that angle above the intercooler, and we'll be that much closer. All right, so we got that weather strip in there, and on here, let's just throw her down here. Alright, either way, there's no guarantee this is going to work, that these strips are going to stay there, but it's just something to reduce the size of that gap. I'm not going for a perfect fit or anything, just kind of trying to coax a few more CFMs going through the front. Either way, it's got to be better than nothing. Alright, so let's, I guess, keep carrying on to the next phase. Alright, so through the process of elimination, finally found a belt that will work. That was kind of a pain in the butt, since you know how all the parts stores love to only find stuff when you specifically ask for something. But anyways, found a decent belt here, and on the upside, if I feel like being a baller the next time I go into a place, I can just ask for a belt for a Dodge Demon. But that is in there, looking pretty good. This way I can know for sure where everything goes when I reroute the turbo crossover. But for the time being, I need to, since I kind of forgot to, I need to finish cleaning up the ports of the exhaust manifolds I made. So I'm going to do that off camera, and then we can mount everything right up into this thing. Alright, so I just finished cleaning up the ports on the exhaust. But I thought this was kind of fun when I was spraying them out. So if you put the paper towel over top of this tube on this side, and then blow down one of these primaries. You can see it's getting sucked into the pipe. And then on this side, you can see that it's blowing it away. So, that's definitely telling us that the angle, although rather shallow on this tube here, is good enough to actually scavenge from the other bank. So, I'm going to consider that a win and start throwing these things back in there. It's like, since I was using a MIG welder on this whole thing, I had to go through and hog it out with a wire brush to make sure I got all the like beads and occasional like stray wire, because we don't want any of that crap flying into the turbo, because then that'll be another China turbo that we'll have to get. But that's doing halfway decent there. I've switched over some of these clamps to the positive holding ones that I had from a project 15 years ago. So, I think we're just about ready to start throwing these things back in. Alright, so a lot of headaches has been processed here, but on the upside, got the two exhaust headers on there. I was going to put some spark plugs in before I threw them on there, just because it'd be a lot easier, but like usual, the local store doesn't have 8 of them, even though their computer says they have 28. So I think someone's been stealing from the back room on that one. But we just threw them on anyways, and hopefully they'll be easy enough to swap in. But right now I threw the turbo back on there, and I'm just going to put the drain in, and we coated it with some high temp gunk, and we just lock and load it back up on here. Alright, so one thing that I'm going to have to be wary of is this fitting guy doesn't fit in certain clocked sections. So we're going to have to scoot that guy. We'll have to make sure that it lines up similar to that. And hopefully that will be at a position that we can do something with. All right, let's just pull back and take a look at this thing. All right, so we've got a relatively tight elbow. We may have to clear some of this food. We could go another rotation. So I put it down here. Let's try that out and see what it would allow us to put the pipe wherever the heck we wanted to. Or there. So we go there. All right. All right. Yeah, buddy. All right. Well, I don't know if I accomplished 10 minutes worth of stuff or 3 hours worth of stuff, but we're sitting a little better. We've got a turbo sitting there. Eventually, I'll just have to pull that back off, make sure we fit the line on there and that type of junk, and then the gasket as well. But we got the headers on, so we're making some progress, I guess. I don't know, it's been a long 3 days. This was supposed to have been like a quick half hour for me, but it ended up almost 2 full days. So that kind of sucked. But anyways, it is what it is, and sometimes you run into those hurdles with projects like this. Essentially, most people say that to do big projects like this, you're going to run in that 4, 5, 6 years. But we're going to be knocking this out in about 2. We're already a year and a half in, something like that. So another half a year and we'll be at the 2-year mark. It's not exactly what you call super speedy and everything getting done, making huge progress and that type of stuff, but I'm only one person that can work after I go to work. So, thanks for stopping by and subscribing and that type of stuff, and hopefully you'll get to see this thing run, and we will get to see you later.